Talk about placing a foundation using the complex profile tool. First, let's grab our marquee tool. I'm just going to take a look at our building here. I'm just going to draw a marquee around it. I can right click and say show selection marquee in 3D. And what we're talking about is placing a foundation under our house here. Probably a good idea if we had a slab under here first. And let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to go into our slab tool under design, slab, and I'm just going to choose this mode here. I can magic wand, say regularize, a slab underneath here. Maybe this slab ought to be maybe not a foot thick, but maybe -4 inches or so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with the stem wall and come right up to the underside of my wall here. But you may have done already what I've done here and have your slab extending all the way out to the edge of your wall. So an easy way we can correct that is just to select our slab, and I've actually selected the roof there, hit tab, select the slab, and I can go in and left click on one of these nodes here. And what I can do is I can go to this offset all edges mode, and let me kind of zoom out so you can see what's going on here. You're able to kind of shrink or grow the size of your slab by offsetting all the edges at the same time. So if I just go click on this inside corner here, you can see my slab, let's go back to 3D, has been narrowed to be just to the inside edge of my walls. Now let's deselect our slab, go into edit, actually it's design, excuse me, complex profiles, profile manager. Brings up this little palette here. We'll click new. It's going to bring up another palette here. Our side materials, let's make that concrete light. Just talking about the color there. And we want to be in our fill tool here to be designing our footing. And the footings can be in many different shapes, thicknesses, all kinds of things, but we're just going to make a very generic footing for our project here. And our fill up here, remember we're going to be cutting through this thing in section eventually, so it should match whatever material our footing would be made out of. Say concrete. Let's go find our concrete here. Concrete lightweight. Now the lightweight concrete is really not lightweight, but the concrete lightweight is going to give us a little bit of a smaller hatch, if you will, and it might look better on the screen. It really doesn't matter that it's concrete lightweight. So here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into this mode here, and I'm going to find this origin on the screen. Make sure we started our origin. I'm going to left click, and we'll come down, say 24 inches. And then I'll come off to the left here, maybe 8 inches, and I'll come down another 8 inches. And now I've got sort of what I want to be doing is creating a thickness here, and I'm just going to hold down shift and come to here. We're representing the thickness of our wall at this point. And so in this case, I think my wall is 9 inches. I can come back and correct this if I need to. And I'll come over another 8 inches. So we've probably come over a total of 25 inches. We've got 16 plus 9, that's 25 inches. Come back up 8, come back over 8, and we'll come back up another 2 feet here. And then when we come over, you can see there's our 9 inches there. So we've got this thing in here. We should store it. And we'll give it a name. I'll just call it a foundation wall. And we'll close out of these palettes and return back to our project here. Go into our wall tool, click on wall tool, and in this case we want to be in our complex wall mode all the way over here. Left click here. As soon as we do that, under structure we can choose basically the profile of the wall, and in this case I'm going to go down to foundation wall and collapse this back down, and I'm just going to click OK here. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to left click on my wall, and basically I'm just going to trace around my structure here with that newly formed foundation wall profile. And so let's go into 3D here so you can see what's going on. So you can see now I've got this thing where we've got this foundation wall and we've got our slab to the inside. Let me right click in here because remember we're cutting through my house and a marquee here, so I can right click and say show all in 3D. You can see it. Here's all the wall. One thing I forgot, which is easy to rectify, is I can just select by left clicking while holding down the shift key all these walls in here, and going into the layers, and it's not an A wall interior, we should be down maybe on something S foundation. And the reason we want to be in S foundation is we may not want to see this foundation wall while we're in plan view here. So we'll be going in later and creating a layer combination where S foundation turned off, so we don't see these walls here in plan view. If we go to 3D, see those walls are turned off.